Welcome to the Rebel to Succeed podcast. It's your boy, Anthony Williams, the founder of RebelToSucceed.com. The purpose of this podcast is to share tips, advice, and strategies to help you improve in all areas of your life. My mission is to make a positive difference in your life to help you live your best life. Now let's get it. What up, good people? Welcome back. And today in this episode, we're going to be talking about financial freedom, and how do you achieve it? I'm sure this is a topic that a lot of people want to know much about. It's a topic that I've been focusing on for the last year, like really heavily focusing on trying to create financial freedom for me and my family, for all of my loved ones, all of my friends, anyone that's directly in contact with me. My dream in life is to provide some type of financial freedom for that person. And financial freedom is a touchy subject, because I know it's a lot of people in the world who believe that, financial freedom money in itself is not everything. And that's obviously, money is not everything, but money is definitely important. And there's a lot of people out there who try to deflect that. They try to deflect that whole concept that money is not important, and it's they live in a lie, man. People living in denial, and I really if you're one of the listeners and you believe that money is not important, I really encourage you to really pay attention to this podcast, because I want you to shift your whole mindset into thinking, basically opening your mind up. We live in a world where money, controls a lot of our happiness in life. So, it's pretty apparent that money is important. You need money to pay your bills. You need money to be able to experience the things that you want to experience in your life. You need money for damn near everything. Excuse the cussing, but it's a lot of people faking it, and it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Money is important, and let's not fake like it's not. So, what is financial freedom? I know we're gonna talk about how do you achieve financial freedom, but let's first figure out what is financial freedom. And financial freedom is the ability to make money and cover all of your living expenses without you needing to work for it. That's basically financial freedom is putting your financial destiny in your own hands. That's what financial freedom is. You're free financially to do whatever it is you choose to do in life. That's what it is. And you're not going to, sorry to say, but a lot of people, 90% of the public, they go and they trade their time for money, and that, that right there is not financial freedom at all. I do understand that a lot of people, their only option is to trade their time for money. But if you're chasing financial freedom, that's probably the last thing that you would want to do if you're trying to achieve financial freedom. So, financial freedom is basically taking your financial destiny and putting it in your own hands. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about how can you do that? What are some ways that you can take your financial destiny, put it in your own hands, and make yourself, solely responsible for what happens, for how much money that comes into your bank account, and, for how much money goes out. That's financial freedom, knowing what's going on with your money, knowing where it's going to come from, and basically predicting how much you can make. So let's get right into it. When you work in, here's the thing, when you work in a job, I know most of the public, they're working for somebody else, but when you have your own business, right? You have your own business, There is no limit to the amount of money that you can make. Now I'm gonna say that again because a lot of people they don't get it. They don't see things the way that I see things. When you're working for somebody else or when you own your own business, there's no limit to the amount of money that you can make. So when you decide to go work for a company or somebody else's business, they put a cap on the amount of money that you can make. When you go and you trade your time to work for somebody else, you're putting a cap on how much money that you can make. You're literally, I hate to say it this way, but you're literally selling yourself for a certain amount of money that your employer says that you're worth. So you could go and you could work for, a bus company or whatever type of company, and they're going to say, okay, I'm going to pay you $20 an hour. And that's how much you're going to be worth to that employer for an hour. Now, one thing that people miss is you can't get back time. That is the number. That is the most, if I can say, the most scarce commodity that there is in the world right now is time. You cannot get back time. There's no way anybody's making any more time. Like you can't get any more of time. So when you go and you trade your time for a certain amount of money, you're basically you're wasting your life away. You want to be honest. I mean, but again, like I said, I know a lot of people, they don't have an option. A lot of people in the world right now, they don't have an option but to trade their time for money. And that's okay. But I encourage people to, go in to trade your time for money, but also have in the back of your mind that my plan. See, that's the number one thing is to have a plan. My plan is to trade my time for money right now, and then later on, save that money to go and create a business so that I can multiply my time. And I know a lot of people don't understand that, but I'm explaining this episode. But that should always be the plan. If you're trading your time for money right now, you should not be planning on just working the job for the rest of your life. Because again, you're going to run out of time. And like I say, time, you can never get back time. So your plan should always be to go into, if you have to, trade your time for money and then save up, start a business. Now let's get into starting a business. This is how you achieve financial freedom. And that's the number one thing that's one of the number one things is to start your own business. You should always be trying to start your own business. I mean, right now we live in America, and if you think about it, there's a lot of countries around the world where a lot of people, they don't even have the option to start their own business. There's some countries where it's kind of like mandatory, whereas you work, that's your thing. You have to work. You can't go and you can't start your own business. That's why there's a lot of these. If you pay attention to a lot of these foreign people that come from all these different other type of countries, they come to America. Why? Because they have the freedom to be able to start their own business. And what's sad today is that there's a lot of people. Well, I'll use myself as an example. I'm 31 years old, and I'm just now learning the fundamentals of how to basically survive in a capitalistic democracy. And capitalism is basically giving you the freedom to make as much money as you want, and to be as rich as you want, or to be as poor as you want. And I truly believe that this is something that should be taught in the schools. Of course, it's not, because here in America, again, even though you have the freedom to create your own business, the school systems are designed to create people to go and work for, rich businesses. But that's another story. But a lot of these foreign people, they come from these different countries and they come over here and they start their own business. And it's amazing because you see a lot of people who lived in America all their lives, and they've been trained to only do one thing, which is to go and work for somebody else. And we live in one of the richest countries in the world, where you have the freedom to start your own business, to create any type of money that you want. Yet people that live in America all their lives don't know how to do nothing else but go and work for somebody else. It's ridiculous. And like I said, it's something that should be taught in school, but it's not. And me personally, I planned on, I want to educate as many people as I can on this subject, because it is a very important subject that is never taught. And if right now in my family, the whole trend is to go and work for somebody else, and I'm trying to break that cycle. That's one of my dreams, is to break that cycle and to show people that there's a different way. I look at some of my family members, and they've been working all their lives. Like take for instance my grandfather. My grandfather has been, or both of my grandfathers, one is has already passed, but they've literally worked all their lives. Literally, they've worked their life away, and they really don't have anything to show for it. And I see it going on with some of my uncles. I see it going on with a lot of my family members, basically all of them. I can't really think of anybody in my family that has created a successful business. If so, I probably will be telling a different story right now. But it's not reality. So therefore, if you take my family and times it by millions upon millions of families, other families that's in America right now, and that's the reality. 90% of the public don't know how to do nothing but go and work. So it's very important. And like I said, when people say, money is not everything, which is evident, of course, money is not everything, but it's very important right now. And like I said, let's not fake like it's not important. People like to skyrocket past it, and money is the root of all evil and all of this other type stuff. And I mean, it's all about perspective. Let's look at it. Let's look at the facts. Do you need money to survive right now? And I in my Cat Williams voice, don't worry, I'll wait. Do you need money to survive right now? I mean, let's be honest. Do you need money to pay your bills? Do you need money for the house that you're staying in? Do you need money to buy food? Do you need money to travel? I mean, money is very important, so let's not fake like it's not. So again, that's why I decided to do this podcast on financial freedom today, because I really want to change people's perspective on how they look at money, and just talk about some things that I've learned about it, through me reading and other things. So like I said, again, start a business. That should be your focus, is to start a business. If you're working right now, your whole goal should be to start a business. I'll say number one. That's your first option, is to start a business. And I know a lot of people, here's some of the reasons that a lot of people really don't even want to start a business. It's because when you start a business, let's take it back. Let's take it back. When you're working a job, okay, you do not have to worry about when your money is going to come. See, that's one of the pros, I would say, with working for somebody else. That if I work for John for this week or for these 2 weeks, I'm going to get paid this amount of money every hour, and every 2 weeks I'm going to see around this amount of money. Of course, some of that's going to come out because of Uncle Sam, which again is another crazy thing. But again, that I'm going to get this amount of money every hour, and that after every 2 weeks, I'm going to get this. I'm going to see around this amount of money. It's a given. It's called security. It's called no risk. See, when you work for somebody else, you're really not taking any risk. Now, the entrepreneur that you're working for is the one that's taking the risk. But you're not taking no risk. You're just trading your time. So when you're working, a lot of people in America, they like that security blanket that's put over them when they work for somebody else. You know, there's some people who's in a predicament that may have the ability or the means to go and start their own business, but they would rather not take the risk. And I mean, it's cool because some people, they're not built for it. You know what I mean? But just know that by you not taking the risk, you're also limiting your financial limits, I'll say, for lack of better words. You're limiting yourself because you're afraid to take risk. Now, when you start your own business, you are literally, like I said in the beginning of the episode, you're putting your financial destiny in your own hands, and you're taking risks because here's the risk. When you start a business, you're free. You could very well not make any money. And that's very true for a lot of businesses right now. I mean, a lot of businesses, they start, maybe for the first year or two, and they may not see any money. And which in my case, I mean, I truly believe that it's kind of healthy because when you first start a business, nobody knows about your business. So I mean, so how you really gonna make any money? Like, the whole point of business is to let everybody know, like, hey, I'm in business. You gotta let everybody know that you're in business. Then you have to create something of value and then sell it in the marketplace. So it's healthy to me. You're probably not gonna make money right off the bat. That's something that I've had to learn, and it's something that I have had to come to terms with because, like again, I'm early in my entrepreneurial journey, but you have to realize that you're not going to make any money right away, and that scares a lot of people. And I say, here's the advice, okay? So if you're working for somebody else right now, and you're getting paid hourly, okay, you go and you work for that person, but you also create something on the side. Create a business on the side. Whether that be in whatever passion that you're into. You could be into hair, you could be into, rapping or whatever the case is. Create something on the side so that way, you're still getting money while your business is in its infancy states. You're still making some type of income. You're still able to survive, but you're also creating like a little baby of a business. So that way, after a year, you don't have to worry about the struggle of not making no money for a year in your business. After a year, it becomes prosperous. Now you're still good. You're able to survive. So that's my advice. There is to start something on the side, man. You know what I mean? Don't just solely rely on somebody else to control your financial destiny. Like that right there is a word that I hate to say, but it's kind of like slavery. You're slaving away for somebody else, trading your time, something that you can never get back, for an amount, a small amount of money that you agreed to take. So, and again, I don't want people to. I'm not shaming people who work a job. I've worked jobs. My family worked jobs. I'm not shaming people who work in a job. That's not the purpose of this. It's just to open your mind up. If you haven't made the shift to think like, okay, I need to, what's going to happen in the future? See, that's ultimately what people need to be thinking about is the future. What's going to happen in the future? You have to look at the future. Like, what's going to happen? What happens if you're working a job and you get sick and you can't trade your time anymore? You can't trade your time for money anymore. What are you going to do now when your whole livelihood is based on you performing? Is you getting up and going and trading your time. That's why I say your focus should be on building a business so that you can make money without even having to even work for it. You're making money laying down. You're making money on vacation. You're making money, in your sleep. That's the goal. You don't want to trade your time for money all the time. But your whole goal should be is the future, man. Think about the future. What's going to happen in the future, and that's why I say start creative business. Creative business, man. And I know I'm rambling. I'm getting off topic, but it's something that's very dear on my heart that I see a lot of. To be very honest with you, I see a lot of people of color, man. A lot of black people who have no clue about this whole business thing, man. Like people have been working this whole business thing for for a while, and it's like we're like well behind on this whole game that's being played, and people need to wake up, man. Like Lawrence Fishburne on that, like Lawrence Fishburne on that one movie. What's the one movie? What is this? School Days, I believe it is. When he ran out of the college and said, "Wake up!" Like motherfuckers need to. Excuse my language, but people need to wake up, man. Like it's ridiculous. But okay, financial freedom, man. Financial freedom is important. Let's wake up. Let's get educated on financial freedom, and let's realize the importance of financial freedom. It's not a game. It's not a joke. Money is not everything, but it is important. So, here's some reasons. Here's some reasons why you should start a business. You should start a business because starting a business immediately puts your financial destiny into your own hands. And I think I've already said that, but I'll say it again. You should start a business because starting a business immediately puts your financial destiny into your own hands. When you start your own business, you do not have to rely on anyone else to pay you. The amount of money you earn is in direct proportion to the amount of work you put in and the amount of people that you serve. So again, it's basically pointing the finger at yourself. And that's one thing that I love to talk about is yourself. People miss that fact that, where you're at in life right now is solely directly because of what you do. People who work a job right now, I mean, you decide to do that. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. You know what I mean? Given your circumstances, you may be, like I said, you may not have an option. But like I said, if you don't have an option right now, but to work for somebody else, you should also have a plan to get out of that. So like I say, your whole reality is in direct proportion of what you do. It's all you. You can't. People need to stop pointing fingers at other people and point the fingers at themselves. That's point blank, period. That is point blank, period. Stop pointing the finger at other people. Point the finger at yourself and figure out what you're not doing. That's how you change your life. But I don't even want to get. I don't even want to get on that whole. I could talk about that for hours, but that's important though to know that within business, your amount of money is going to be in direct proportion of the amount of work that you put in. It's in the amount of customers that you accumulate, the amount of value if you put out a lot of value and you give people a lot of value, you're going to get a lot of money. Who has the money? Let's just talk about that for a second. Who has money? People have money. Okay? So what's going to make people give you their money? You have to exchange something of value. You have to give them something that they can use. That's how you make money. That's how money works. Right now, the government, they print all of this money, and it goes to people. So the people, picture the world as a bunch of people walking around with money in their pocket. And that's basically the economy. The economy is us. It's the people. We're walking around with the money in our bank accounts, in our pockets. And your job, if you want to make a lot of money, your job is to help a lot of people. It's quite simple. It's really quite simple. And people look at a lot of millionaires. Like I've studied, I follow a lot of millionaires. I follow a lot of billionaires. I'm a very inquisitive person. I read a lot and I pay attention. And again, I know I said this in my first podcast episode. It's like I don't deem myself as a talker, but I'm a very smart person, and I like to listen, and I especially listen to people who are in the position that I want to be. I mean, because it just makes sense. If you already have what I want, obviously you know something that I don't know, so I'm going to listen to you until you prove otherwise. I mean, it's common sense. You know what I mean? If you want to become the best cook in the world, you're going to go and find, the best cook in the world and learn from that person. But, yeah, I mean, think of the economy as, the economy is people, man. It's the people. So if you want to make $50,000 a year in your business, then you have to focus on creating $50,000 worth of value. It's really that simple. An easy thing that I seen a video with Steve Harvey like a while ago, and he said, if you wanna make $1 million, Steve Harvey said you should create something for $1, and you wanna what did he say? He said create something worth $1 and give it to and help 1 million people for $1, and that's how you make $1 million. I mean, and it's kind of like it's basically just small things like that help shift your mindset. You know what I mean? Like because that's really what it's all about. A lot of people, they have the ability to make a lot of money. People have the ability, they don't have the mindset, and that's something that I've learned about myself is that you have to change the way you really got to change the way you think about things, and then that ultimately would change your future because your thoughts. I mean, everything starts with your thoughts. But let's again. I know I'm getting off topic. I can ramble, but I mean, it's very it's just important nuggets that people I feel like people miss, and your thoughts or anything that goes on in your mind, man, is going to have direct. Is literally going to have direct effect on what's happening in your life. So if you think like I pride myself on thinking like a very prosperous person, and I know that through me thinking like a prosperous person, as a giving person, as a person who wants to just provide value and to just help people. Like me personally, since I was always a kid, I've always had the knack and the personality of a person that just wants to give, and it's kind of like a gift and a curse because I know me personally, I'm such a giving person that people they tend to try to take advantage of me because I'm such a giving person. But I know me personally that through my giving spirit in the laws of prosperity, that is what ultimately is going to make me a very prosperous person because the law of prosperity says for you to what does it say? I listen to Earl Nightingale so much, man. He said the law of prosperity says that when you enrich others, you ultimately enrich yourself. So to enrich somebody else, to become rich or to become enriched, you have to enrich other people, which means you basically have to help other people. And let's go back to the whole economy thing. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Again, who has the money? People have money. So for you to be able to exchange, for you to be able to exchange money or to get their money, basically, I'll say, not thinking of it as a like a I'm saying get their money. Like, I mean, I'm just saying it in a way of for you to be able to receive, I'll say that's a better word. For you to receive a lot of money is you have to give a lot of value. For somebody to, I mean, there is some people out in the world who just give you money. They're very nice people. They're probably going to be very prosperous people if they're just going to be giving you money. But you have to think of it this way. You have to exchange value. You have to give somebody something to get. I mean, that's just universal law. It even says that in it says that in the Bible. I know a lot of people they follow the Bible, and it says in the Bible that you have to give to receive. And that's basically just a universal law. Like, how do you expect to get anything and you're not giving anything? And that's how money works. That is the energy of money. When you get into a giving mind state, when you get into a mind state of, I'm going to help you. Like, think of it as, okay, when you go into a lot of these businesses, you might go into some businesses. I know people have went into businesses and they've heard somebody say, how may I help you? That right there, like, that business is in a prosperous, they're giving like off a prosperous energy. It's how can I help you? It's not about you. It's about the other person. See, when you build up other people and you enrich other people and you help other people, again, you're going to get something in return. It's a universal law. When you give, you have to get something in return. You have to. So, I mean, and then some people don't realize that, okay, if you let me break it down even further for you. If you give something negative, you're going to get you're probably going to get something negative in return. If you give something positive, you're probably going to get something positive in return. It's universal law. It's how the world works. So I really want to drive that point home, is that people have to look at let's figure out what money is. What is money? Let's just talk about money. Money is nothing but paper. Now, this is something that I've had to learn. I literally had to learn this on my own, because, like I said, I come from poor backgrounds, but I mean, it's okay. A lot of people come from poor backgrounds, but I realized that, me personally, I had to figure out, what is money? What is money? Like, why is money even here? And money is just a means of exchange. It's something that you use to exchange for something else. So let's think about it back in the old days where, people, they didn't have money. What were they trading? People were trading, animals, crops, and stuff like that. So back in the day, if you had let's say you had some, cows, and you had milk, and you needed some corn, and you go to the corn guy, and you would trade your milk for the corn. See, you're giving something to get something in return. That's how it works. But here's the kicker. Let's say you have milk and the other guy has corn, and you want the corn, but the guy with the corn doesn't want the milk. So how do you exchange that? That's where money comes into play. You see what I'm saying? So we all agree on this currency, and I say, okay, instead of me giving you, I know you don't want the milk, but I have an IOU worth $20. You see what I'm saying? And money is It's a means of exchange. It's helping you exchange something to get something that you want. Money is nothing but a tool to get things that you want or that you need. Money is not everything. I know that. But it's very important. But like I said, a lot of people, they miss the whole purpose of money in the first place. They see money as something that you need. You just need to, I need to have money. You know, money right now, right now, while I'm making this podcast, while I'm making this podcast episode, you know, money is literally changing, or cryptocurrency is changing the way we even look at money right now. You know, our currency right now is first of all, the value of the dollar is dropping, and our currency is changing. Excuse me. And I know that a lot of people don't realize that, you know, they could change the currency whenever, man. Like, you know, the currency could be freaking bricks, you know. Like, I mean, I know that's a weird currency, but I mean, that's how you got to think about money. It's just a means of exchange. Money could be, you know, currency could be anything. It could be socks. You know, I'll give you 10 socks if you give me this radio. I'll give you 10 socks if you give me this basketball. Like, it's just a means of exchange. So you're not chasing. Like, people need to stop chasing the money, and they just need to focus on giving value. You want to achieve what's of value. You know what I mean? What's value? You got to give value to get value. So don't focus on the money. Focus on just basically just impacting positive. I like to say positively impacting the lives of other people. That should be your ultimate focus in anything. That's why business is created. You know, I mean, well, you know, business is in the business. Businesses is in the businesses. Business, I'm getting all tongue-tied and shit. Business is in the business of making money. But how do you make money? Again, you have to positively impact the lives of other people, because, like, again, people are the ones that have the money. So again, like, you can't just walk up. Like, if you walk up to a stranger on the street and say, "Yo, let me, you know, give me $10," they're gonna look at you like, "Well, why should I give you $10?" See, that's the question. You see what I'm saying? And you should be able to turn around and give them something that they want worth $10. That's how it works. And when you go and work for somebody else, what are you trading? You are trading your time. They're saying, okay, you work for me for $10 an hour, and I'll give you $10. You're exchanging your time. You see what I'm saying? So the smart thing would be to do is to, you know, create a product. Let's create a product. So whereas though I don't have to trade my time, I'm trading a product, or I'm trading an informational product. You know, it's something that doesn't require me to actually go in to do whatever to get the money. You create the product. When you spend your time creating the product, and then you exchange the product for the money. See, I know I done went off well off topic, but it's something that I know that this is gonna help somebody, man. And it's something that people don't realize. A lot of people don't realize is you got to figure out what you going after. What is the purpose of this whole financial thing? The purpose is to be positively impacting other people. You know, I know in another quote from the Bible that I've learned is something that I solely agree with in the Bible is it says you should love your neighbor as yourself. You know, and that in itself is basically saying, you know, you need to positively impact other people. Love more. Here's the thing: if your focus in life is to, if your focus in life was to positively impact other people, right? I can guarantee you something positive has to come out of that. It is no way possible that your whole focus in life is to help other people so much. I mean, how can anything negative come out of that? It doesn't even make sense. Because that's not how the universe works. That's not how the laws work. So I encourage people to like go listen to people. Like I like to listen to like billionaires, man. Like that's where it really like hits home for me. And if you listen to these guys, like go listen to like some guys like what's some famous billionaires. Famous billionaires like the guy who built Amazon. I think his name is Jeff Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos changing the world, man. Literally changed. I think he's now the richest. I think he might be the richest person. I read something online where it said I think he's the richest person on the Forbes list or something like that. I think he's worth like $100-something billion. And take a look at what he's created. He's helping billions of people. You see, but Amazon is a worldwide thing. It's impacting billions of people. That's why he's worth billions of dollars. If you take a look at what's another billionaire I like to look at? What the guy who built Alibaba? I know Alibaba is an online marketplace to trade things overseas. And then I know that guy. I forgot his name. You take the guy who created Facebook. What's his name? Man, I'm so bad with names. The guy who created Facebook. Or you know what? I can't remember his name right now. So we'll look at the guy who built Tesla. This guy, Elon Musk. Now, this guy, he's the guy that he created PayPal. He created Tesla. And I know Elon Musk, right now, he's trying to take people to Mars or some stuff like that. Like, the guy is futuristic in his thinking. But if you take a look at the things that he's created, you see what I'm saying? And you figure out why these people are worth so much money. It's because they're like the things that they create are impacting a lot of people. That's just how it works. Like I want people to understand that. That's how it works. This is how it works. And when you adopt the mindset of helping other people, like I challenge y'all to go and listen to some of these people in these interviews. Listen to a Jeff Bezos interview. And a lot of the basis of his conversation or his talk is going to be about how he's trying to help other people. How can I improve the business to help more people? You see what I'm saying? Like the focus is other people. It's not you. Get out of your head. And if you want to be successful, you have to be focused on other people. It's not about you. Like a lot of people need to get out of that selfish zone. You know what I mean? Like when you in that selfish zone, like you're not gonna get anything from out of that. You can't. Like that's just not how it works. But the focus should be again, I know I'll be going on my rants, but the focus should be just financial freedom. Focus on trying to create financial freedom. And how do you do that? The one main thing that I keep saying is to focus on positively impacting the lives of other people, whether that be through starting some type of YouTube channel, a blog, like just create something of value that's helping people. Like you can help people in a lot of different avenues. I know I said in my last episode that people don't really understand the power of the internet right now. Like I'm doing a podcast. I'm literally doing what back in the day would be considered like a radio show, but I'm doing it in the comfort of my own house, in my basement, and I'm creating something of value. I know that what I'm talking right now is going to help people. It's going to shift people's mindset because some people don't know these things that I'm saying. I've learned them. They're valuable. they're changing my life, and it's going to help somebody else. That's how it works. But people need to go and just create something of value and focus on helping other people. That is how it works. And I'm so passionate about this. And I know you guys can hear it, but I mean it's so true, man. It's so true. People like you, if you go on, like I go online sometimes, I go on these social media sites, and people are talking about the most dumbest things, like the most dumbest things. Like I be going through the timelines, like man, whatever. Let's get back on. Let's get back on top of financial freedom, man. Create a business. Number one thing is creating a business. I mean, that's the number one thing I see that could literally change your financial status or position in life right now, is to just go and create something of your own, man. You know, if you think about it, like when you create a business, right? Let's look at it from this perspective. When you work for somebody else and you make that your sole thing in life, you can't even like give that to anybody else. Like all you're doing is you just traded, like you see nothing from your time that you just gave to somebody else. Like when you create a business, you can pass that down. You know what I mean? You can like you have something of value that's helping millions of people or thousands or however big your business is, but you have something that you can give. You know what I mean? You can't give your job to nobody else. Like, I mean, how you gonna do that? You can recommend somebody to take your spot. Like, I mean, what you gonna do? So, yeah, that's why your focus should never be on just working for your whole life. Like again, like I said, if you get sick, you go out. Like, what you gonna do? Huh? Boss ain't going, like, you tell your boss, like, okay, I hurt, like, I'm sick right now, you could just pay me for the next 2 years, and then when I get back, I come back and work for you. Like, you're not going to be trying to hear that. Because you get paid on your time. Like, you ain't spending time here slaving or working for me, so I'm not paying you. Like, that's how it works. Like, I pay you to work for me. If you're not working, you don't get paid. If you're not working, you don't get paid. That's how it works when you work in a job. If you ain't working, you ain't getting paid. I pay you for your time. So focus on creating your own business. Focus on creating something that you own. Like let's focus on owning our own things. You know what I mean? Let's own our own things. Like I follow this guy. I have a lot of people who positive people who I follow, and I consider like my mentor. And anybody can be a mentor right nowadays. Like it's crazy. That's another way the internet has changed. Like it's people who I follow and I who give me valuable information that I like to share on my platforms. And this is a guy called what's his name? So bad with names. Jay Morrison. This is a young black guy who's very successful, has a very interesting success story. But one of the things that resonates that he says is, you want to own something that you can pass down to your family members or your friends or whoever. And you can't pass down a job. Like you can't do it, man. You know what I mean? Like it's not. You can't do it. Point blank, period. So create a business. Create a business. In a business, you are your own boss and you make all the rules. When you create your own business, you're the boss. You determine what time you want to, you determine how much time you're going to put into your work. You determine what time you start work. You can hire other people if they want to trade their time for the money. Like you create with the logo, you create what you're going to sell. You create how you're going to help people. Like you create, like, and I hope you guys hear what I'm saying. Is you create, like a lot of people miss the fact that we're all creators. You create. I'll say it again. You create. You create your reality. You create you create everything. You create your business. You create it. It's yours because you created it. So create a business. Create a business. When you create a business, you are your own boss. I mean, I think that's enough said. Like you don't have to answer to nobody, man. Like it's all you. And like again, I know I said early in the beginning of the episode, a lot of people they don't want to have that on their shoulders. You know what I mean? They don't want to have that on their shoulders. And I know it's hard. I respect. I, excuse me. I respect a lot of I respect a lot of people who have created very successful businesses. Excuse me. And I know it's a lot of the reasons that a lot of people or a lot of the excuses I would say because it's possible, but a lot of excuses that you may hear a lot of people think about is I can't create a business because I don't have enough time. And that it buckles down to what's your drive, like what's your motivation, you know what I mean? Because it's not like it's impossible to create a business while you working a job. It's been done before. It's not impossible. It can happen. So don't make it seem like the only thing holding you back is, I'm working and I'm so tired. Like, okay, then you obviously don't want to change your financial destiny all that well because you're so tired. So, you're gonna stay where you at because you're so tired. Like if you want something bad enough, you gotta get up and go get it. I said that in my last episode. Like, ain't nobody coming to save you. Nobody's coming from the sky and is gonna say, how much money you want to make this year? And they're gonna give it to, like, that's not how it works. You gotta go work for what you want. So if you want to start a business and that's your whole goal, you gotta wake up and you gotta go after it, man. Wake up, take the kids to school, whatever. If you're a single parent or whatever you gotta do, like make it work. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's too many success stories around here of people who started with nothing and they created something. That's how I know it's possible. If somebody else can do it, then you can do it. So, it's to me, I like to think of it as excuses. It's just a well thought out excuse of why you can't make something happen. Again, whatever you create, whatever you do is going to be, whatever you get in life is going to be in direct proportion to what you do. So if you just work, and you come up with excuses, and you're going, keep getting excuses. You're going to look at your bank account and, you're going, man, this is a damn excuse. That's that's exactly what it is. The numbers in your bank account is an excuse. So I hate to make a joke out of it, but it's just facts, man. You hear a lot of it's a lot of excuses being thrown around, and I really encourage people. If you got like some valid reasons of why you can't, I hate to. I hate to. I know that there's some people who just don't have a choice, man. I keep saying that, but like people really. I don't want you to play the victim. That's a good word there. Don't play the victim, man. Like just go after it. You know what I mean? If you want something, you got to go get it. So if you working and you want to create your business, you have to make time to create your business. Because if you're spending most of your time working for somebody else, you have to be able to control some of your time. Again, one of the guys I listen to, what's this guy? Eric Thomas. He's a very famous motivational speaker, And I know maybe some people who listens to this or who's listening, you may have heard of him. His name is Eric Thomas, and he's a very famous motivational speaker. And it's one thing that he said, man, that really resonated with me. Is he said that everybody has the same amount of time in a day. You know, everybody wakes up and they have 24 hours to do whatever they need to do within those 24 hours. Now, your job is to be able to control those 20. It's what you get out of life is it's dependent on what you do with those 24 hours. So if you spend most of your day, watching TV or playing the video games or whatever you do that's not really being productive, then you're wasting your time. Again, I like to emphasize that you're running out of time. Like, understand that, first of all. You are running out of time. Like, you don't get time back. At some point, you will die. You're not going to be here forever. So you have to be very conscious on what you do with your time. Me personally, I like to focus on things that can, that's going to help me achieve my goals. But a lot of people miss the fact that they're running out of time. You're like, I hate to say it, but you're dying as we speak. And I know that's kind of like a crazy way to put it. But I mean, it's just a simple way of saying you're aging. You know what I mean? You're getting older. Time is running out. Like, we just lost a second, as I just spoke. I'm not getting that second back. You see what I'm saying? So, again, Eric Thomas says everybody has 24 hours. We all have 24 hours. What are you going to do with those 24 hours? And the people who are very prosperous or who's very successful is they decide to do things with those 24 hours that are very, very, very productive. It's just common sense. It's common sense. Like, if you look at what somebody does in a day, you can literally determine where they're going to be in the future based off what they do with their 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. We all get it. That's the gift, right? That's the gift of life. I'm going to give you 24 hours in a day. Now, you decide whatever you're free to do whatever you want to do with those 24 hours. You can decide to go and, like I said, watch TV. You can decide to work for somebody else most of those hours. You can decide to play the game. You can decide to read books. You can decide to go play basketball or whatever. But just know that you chose to do whatever you chose to do for that amount of time that you spent. And that was something that hit me so hard. Like, so hard. Like, I really had to. When he said that, man, it's like, yo, like, we really not getting back no more time. Like, you really not. Like, my man Gary Vaynerchuk said, he said, you know what? You want to know how you can get this point across in your head is to go and visit like some, he said to go and visit like some retirement homes or whatever and see, like, you see the regret on people's faces. Like, a lot of these older people, and you can see, like, you could just fast forward your life. If you don't do stuff with your life, like right now, go to the retirement home and fast forward and see what happens. Like, just fast forward real quick. And you can figure out where you want to be. You see what I'm saying? Like, time is running out. I know a lot of people, man, like, I've had people tell me, like, I'm not gonna name no names, but I had people tell me, like, yo, you need to chill. And there's no time to chill. Like, we ain't got no time to be chilling. Like, I chill when I'm successful. I chill when I reach my goals. I chill when my family is good. You know what I mean? That's when I chill. Until then, it ain't no chill. It ain't no relax. It's foot on the gas right now, man. Like, it's time to go. Again, ain't nobody coming to save you. Nobody's gonna come down from the sky and be like, oh, Like, yeah, I know you want to be successful, man. Like, I'm gonna give you what you need. Like, ain't nobody gonna give you nothing, man. Again, you gotta give to you gotta for you to receive something, you gotta give something. Like, it's not just gonna come for free. And you gotta focus on what you're doing with your time. So that's all a matter of, it's a foundational principle of achieving financial freedom is figuring out what you're gonna do with your time, man. What are you doing with your time? Like, literally sit down and figure out what are you doing with your time? It's your time. What are you doing with it? So there's no excuses when you're not happy with your life here in the next 5 or 10 years, because all you can do is just look back what you did with your time. What did you do? What was you doing for that amount of time? And you can figure out why you're not where you want to be. A lot of people, they want like this whole fantasy. I was listening to this. I was listening to something with Lauryn Hill, and I know Lauryn Hill said, a lot of people want fantasy when they really need reality. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, you just need, like, some people just need to just be smacked with reality. Like, yo, you're not getting no more time back. Okay? So figure out what you're doing with your time. Like, just smack like, somebody just needs to smack the shit out of somebody. Like, yo, wake up. Like, you're not getting no more time back, bruh. Okay? Ain't nobody coming to save you. So, just take control of your life. I mean, don't be afraid to take control of what's going on with you, man. Like, it don't matter to me, like, what happens in my life, whether it be ups or downs. Like, I'm always going to have goals that I'm trying to reach. And I'm always going to be working on my business, no matter what happens, because I know that I have to take financial control of my life. You have to take financial control of your life. So I hope this touches somebody, man. It just wakes you up, man. But again, on the other hand, there is financial risk that comes with starting a business. After starting your business, you could very well not make any money. For that reason, most people would rather work for someone else's business and not have to deal with the risk of making any money. But with risk comes great reward. With risk comes great reward. So that's the whole nugget in starting your own. That's the whole nugget in starting your own business, man. I mean, it may be risky, but the reward could be ridiculous. like you could, yeah, I mean, there's no limits. Like my man Master P said, like, it ain't no limits, bro. Ain't no we no limit soldiers. We no limit soldiers run this mug, dog. Like, that's what I'm trying to get. Like, ain't nobody gonna put a limit. You're not gonna expect to put a limit on the amount of money that I can make. You think I'm just gonna be okay with it forever? Like, nah, I'm gonna be plotting, trying to start my own thing, try to do my own thing, man. Like, I hate to feel, me personally, I hate to feel boxed in. Like, you can't, like, I don't want nobody to control me. Like, I'm free, man. I was put here to do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to box me and control me. Like, I'm a free man. You know what I mean? I pride myself on freedom. That's one thing I love. It's freedom life living. So, starting a business. With starting a business comes, with a lot of risk, but it comes great reward. So, just know that you have the potential to make no money, or you have the potential to make a whole lot of money. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. So, again, when you start your own business, you have the potential to make no money, and you have the potential to make a lot of money. People miss the fact that when they work for somebody else, they're putting a limit on the amount of money that they can make. When people work for an employer, they don't realize that they're selling their time for a certain amount of money for an hour. However, in some cases, some people don't have any other option but to work for someone else, which is okay. But for the people that do have other options, starting your own business is the quickest way to achieve financial freedom. With having your own business, your financial status is free to be whatever you want it to be. There you go. So, business, man. Business. Business is where it's at. Now, I will touch on, this subject before I end the podcast is, another way that you can see, excuse me, another way, excuse me, another way that you can see financial freedom, or you can achieve financial freedom is basically through investing your money, man. Like, those are the two main things. Those are the two main strategies that you can use to create financial freedom in your life, and those are basically the most. Those are the ways. You know what I mean? Though that's really the ways. Start a business or invest your money. You know what I mean? And there's so many different ways to invest your money. Like, I don't know where's people's minds at right now as far as this cryptocurrency thing, but a lot of people, like, they're taking their money and they're investing it in cryptocurrency, and they're creating a lot of they're creating a lot of they're creating a lot of money for themselves, man. Like, they're creating financial freedom. You know what I mean? And I'm actively, investing in cryptocurrency right now. And I encourage everybody else to, if you're not educated on cryptocurrency, if you're not up to date on what's going on with Bitcoin, or whatever it is with this whole cryptocurrency thing, is you really need to get informed, man. Get informed. Go do some research. You know what I mean? Go research, figure out what's going on, because you're missing. You're missing out right now. Like, seriously. Like, people have become like millionaires through this whole cryptocurrency thing, and it's probably going to continue to do that. If I'm not mistaken, I think I heard somebody mention something about people were going to not people. What's the guy? Mark. Yeah, that's his name. That's the guy's name from Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg or Zuckersberg. I can never get people's name right. Mark Zuckersberg, I believe that's his name. And somebody mentioned that he might be accepting Bitcoin or cryptocurrency on Facebook. And right now, Facebook, for all you who's listening, I know like how big Facebook is. Like, Facebook is major, like, it's worldwide. And if Facebook begins to accept cryptocurrency, that's gonna change. You know what that's gonna do? That's gonna basically make a lot of the people who are not really hip to cryptocurrency right now. Excuse me. That's gonna make a lot of the people who are not really hip to cryptocurrency right now, they're going to be put on to it, because a lot of people spend a lot of their time on Facebook, and they kind of miss out what's going on with the world, man. Like, it's like, that's important. Like, that could change. Like, that's important, nigga. Like, that's important. So, cryptocurrency is important because it could drastically change. First of all, it's going to change your life. It's changing lives right now. It's going to change how we exchange money. Like, this is possible. It's potentially going to be the new. I'm not even going to say potentially, because I truly believe, like, cryptocurrency is probably going to be. It's going to be. I keep saying probably or potentially. Cryptocurrency is going to be the new currency here, whether that be in the next 10, 20 years. But it's like the current currency that we have now, which is the fiat dollar, is going to be changed, man. It's not going to stay the same. The dollar is losing value, and cryptocurrency is changing the way we exchange. And to be honest with you, I just learned this information not too long ago, but I feel like I'm late. You know what I mean? Crypto, Bitcoin has been going around for years already. You know what I mean? For at least I want to say either a year or a couple years. But cryptocurrency is not. Well, I know Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's been around for years, but the whole cryptocurrency thing that's happening right now, like this, just took off within the last uh, I want to say year or two, and I'm just now getting hit to what's going on. So if you're not hit to cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or whatever, you need to go get informed, man. Please go get informed about it. It's going to change your life. You know what I mean? And it could potentially change your financial status if you be smart about it, if you play your cards right, and basically invest into this whole cryptocurrency boom that's happening. You know what I mean? It's just like what happened with the internet back in the days when the internet first started off, and now look where we at. You know what I mean? I'm doing a podcast because of the internet. I couldn't do that years ago. So it's gonna be the same way with cryptocurrency, man. So it's changing things. So basically get informed about cryptocurrency if you're not informed. And just I highly encourage you to invest in it, man, because it's making a lot of people very, very wealthy. But I mean that's not the only way you can invest. I know we're talking about investing, so you can invest in in cryptocurrency. That's where I'm putting a lot of my money is cryptocurrency. Invest in real estate, invest in CDs, which is a certificate of deposits. Invest in what's some stocks. You can invest in some stocks and just get educated, man. You know what I mean? Figure out if you nervous about investing your money, then go and get some help. You know what I mean? Maybe you can go and get you a financial advisor or somebody, but these are foundational things that you need to do or you need to know to create financial freedom. I mean, again, that's just how it works. You know what I mean? Just go and pay attention to what these really wealthy people are doing with their money. This is what they're doing. They're investing it and they're starting businesses. They're investing it and starting businesses. This is what they do. That's what they do, man. So go and follow into the footsteps of these wealthy people, and I guarantee you, eventually, you will be successful. That's what that's a quote from one of the motivational speakers called what's his name, Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy said, if you do what successful people do, eventually you will get the same results that they do. And again, that's basically playing. It's not playing, but it's basically it's revealing to you a universal law called it's revealing to you the universal law called the universal law of cause and effect. There's always a direct cause to an effect, and there's always an effect to a cause. So, again, that's just a nice way of saying that whatever you get out of life is based directly on what you do. Point blank, period. So, just following the footsteps of what successful people is doing. If if millionaires or billionaires, if your goal is to increase your financial status right now and achieve financial freedom, I highly encourage you to read books or read biographies on people who are financially successful. It just makes sense. You learn from the people who already have what you want. That's how it works. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. That's That's what I love about myself. I love to learn, man. And that's one of the things that you're gonna have to really adapt if you want to be successful in anything, is you have to be willing to learn. That's just how life works. So, but yeah, man, those are the two main things that I wanted to, share and get across to all of the listeners today is creating financial freedom. How do you create financial freedom? What is financial freedom? And some ways to to create it, which is starting a business and investing your money wisely. Those are the main ways you're going to achieve financial freedom. I encourage everybody to go and research on those two things. And I will be speaking more in depth in the future about those two strategies, which is starting a business and investing your money. I'll give you some tips on what business to start, how to start the business, how to run it, and give you some tips on investing, where to invest your money, how to invest, how much you should invest, what you should do, and just basically just giving you value and giving you some tips on what you can do to actively change your financial status. So hopefully you guys found value in this episode. I'm not sure how long it is. I know it's kind of long. I like to, I can talk and I can ramble forever, but I don't want to make the episodes too long. But yeah, hopefully you found value in it, and and I'm gonna just know that I'm gonna keep creating, and I'm gonna keep giving y'all value, man. Like that's what I'm all about, is just helping people. I know I said this in my last episode. I get all mushy at the end of my Jones, but I mean that's just what I'm here for. This is why I do this. Is me personally, I just love to help people and give people value, and that's really like that's what we really chase in life, is just to help people and to build other people up and to give people value. That's where our fulfillment and our happiness really comes from. You know what I mean? It comes from making other people smile and helping other people and building other people up. So hopefully you found some value in this. And stay tuned to the next episode. And I give you this information. I give you these tips and strategies and stuff because ultimately I want you to live a life of freedom. And that's what I'm focused on. That's what I want to help other people achieve, is freedom in their life. Nobody wants to be controlled. Nobody wants to live in shackles or to be a slave to anything. Like, everybody wants to be free. I truly believe that we weren't created to be slaves in anything. So let's be free, man. Let's be free. Let's get this knowledge so that we can get free, free of mind, freedom mind state. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. I want to thank you for joining me today and listening to this podcast. If you found this episode helpful or valuable in any way, then I encourage you to leave an honest review and subscribe to the Rebel to Succeed podcast for future episodes. To receive more content and value, make sure to visit the Rebel to Succeed website at www.rebeltosucceed.com. And finally, always remember that to succeed in life, you have to reach everyone by exercising love. So make sure to show somebody some love today. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time.